10 to 6 in the morning, just taking a short ride from my home in Oldfield Park up to my local railway station. Here it comes. Cheers. I'm just starting a 2-day mini cycle tour. I'm going to ride from here to very close to the source of the River Wylye, and then I'm going to trace it as closely as possible to its confluence near Wilton, where it flows into the River Nadder. The river itself almost forms a kind of boomerang shape, goes up towards Warminster, then down towards Salisbury. I'm going to follow it as closely as possible. I'm going to try and cross it on some very minor footbridges as well, as long as I'm not trespassing. I'm going to visit 30 churches along the route, so I'm camping tonight. So I'm heading out that way. I've just fired the Garmins up. So I've got 2 Garmins. The first thing I need to do is find the B road heading south out of Frome down to the village of Maiden Bradley. A few miles south of Frome, we're just leaving the county of Somerset and we're coming into Wiltshire, and that'll be the remainder of this cycle tour. This B road feels much harder than you think it should do. It's only when you get to Maiden Bradley and you look at the elevation of the route, you actually think, oh gosh, I have climbed up substantially. See where that lorry is? We're gradually climbing up to the summit of that ridge there. Final mile or so up to Maiden Bradley. There's the boundary sign, but it's still quite a way to the village, around that corner and up the hill. But it says in the brown box beneath it, 12th century building. That's what we're heading for. And it also says milk station and a shop. This is Maiden Bradley. If I struggle to get up that hill, and if you're coming from the other direction, there's a big hill to get up here. This is actually the summit of the hill. You can see why horses would need water there. You can see there's chicanes to slow the traffic down as it goes through the village. Pub there, the Bradley Arms. There's a community shop down there, grocery store. I bought all my food with me actually, so I don't think I need to top up yet. Just down there. But round the corner here, there's a couple of points of interest. I filmed this before. There's this little milk dispensing cabin. Dairy products in there. But you can make your own milkshakes up. So guys come along, I've seen it before, they just put their milk container in there, put their money in. You either get a litre of milkshake or a litre of whole milk. It's great, isn't it? This is what I wanted to show you. So this is an overview of the village. So this is pretty much where I am, outside the Bradley Hare pub. But I'm going to go down here because that's where our first church is. And there it is, All Saints Church. And then I'm going to see if I can get down there. I think it's a farm track. If it's private property, I won't pursue it. But that's, as far as I can understand, that would be the first track that crosses the River Wylye on a bridge. So its source would be over here somewhere. There's the church there, I can see it. That would be the road we leave on, where that black car is going off to the right. And this is All Saints Church, the first of our churches on this trip. So I've written them all down. You can see there's 2 sides of an A4 sheet of paper, and I've put the mileages at each one roughly. So this says 7, and what are we on? 6 3/4. So it just gives me a chance to gauge when they're going to be appearing. And I'm also using the key holder app. I want to explore these churches, just the thrill of turning up and seeing what I discover. I've deliberately not researched them too much. I just want to turn up and see what my first impression is. My experience is they normally lock them when it's near settlements, you know, just to avoid heritage theft. You never know though, to try. Oh gosh, the porch is open. No, the inner is locked. Thank you for visiting the church. We welcome visitors, and the church is open every day for all to get pleasure from. This is an old and historic Grade 1 listed church, and it is in constant need of repair. Quite a grand porch, wooden roof. It's not open yet. It's still quite early in the morning, so I'm probably just a little bit too early. Wow, look at this, up on a mound almost. On one of my recent videos, I was saying how blown away I am by the age of some yew trees. And I kind of wondered why experts couldn't agree on exactly how old they can become. So I read up a little bit more, and as I understand it, after about 300 or 400 years, they begin to rot from the inside. They almost become hollow, which is why you sometimes see them split, it looks like two. And therefore, you know, how we normally date trees by the rings, you know, 1 ring per annum, it's a fairly accurate way of measuring a tree's age, where you just cannot do it if it's rotting from the inside after about 300 or 400 years. That's as I understand it. I've got Google Maps up. I'll try and explain what I'm doing. So I've enabled my location. That's that blue dot. It's quite interesting on the train seeing it move so quickly. So here we are at All Saints Church there, look. When we leave, we'll be taking that road along there to our next church. But I'm going to go down here a bit. And as the road starts to bend down and drop down the hill, there's what looks like a farm track there. Whether it's open to the public or not, I do not know. If it looks like I'm trespassing, I'll turn around and come back. You can see there's farms down there, and that, I believe, will be the first crossing of the River Wylye. So that's what I'm going to try and find. That was really nice. Car came along, lady stopped, and I just said, would it be okay if I rode along here to see the River Wylye? She said, you're more than welcome to go along there, but at the moment it's just a ditch. But she said, go and have a look by all means. She said, when there's a lot of rainwater, it flows quite steadily, but at the moment it's just dried up. We'll go and see, but she said it's perfectly okay to go and have a look. This is lovely coming through these woods. The smell of the garlic's overpowering. In a nice way. Oh, this is just so nice. I wasn't sure if this would be just like a gravel track, muddy. I just had no idea. Wow. Look at the hill line over there. Just by Rodmead Farm, look at these amazing poppies and the blue wildflowers in between them. Gosh, there's so many wildflowers there. That's lovely, isn't it? Well, here we are. I'm on this grey line heading bottom to top. You can see I'm just about to cross the source of the River Wylye. I can only guess it's behind this hedge. Down there, I think. I can't see any other trace of it. I wasn't sure if it'd be a bridge or possibly a culvert. Oh, I can just see a little bit of water glistening there. So our first sighting of the River Wylye. So it is just a culvert under the road. The lady did say that it's just a ditch at the moment. And I wanted to just show the landscape before we leave, these lovely rolling downs. I can just see, if you follow that tree line in the far distance, I can just see, before it disappears behind these trees, the distant shape of the top of Alfred's Tower. Then I can hear the road up there. May just see a lorry passing in between the trees in front of that big hill. We're just going up to intersect that B road. Won't be on it very long. Most of it I can pavement, and then we'll turn right in Maiden Bradley and head to our next church, Kingston Deverill. Now the minute we leave that B road, at Maiden Bradley. It's just so quiet and peaceful along here. So the valley is very wide at the moment. You can see the northern slopes over there. Over to our right is where we've just come from. The Wylye is actually running parallel to us, and it's still about a mile to our right. But as it bends in towards us, the road bends in towards it, and then they converge at Kingston Deverill, our next village stop and our second church. So about a mile in, that's the end of the Great Ridge. That's the Roman road, Roman led road there that ran from Warminster via Old Sarum all along that Great Ridge, and it continued somewhere through Maiden Bradley. Even the experts aren't exactly sure. Then it dropped down before it then climbed up to the Mendips, where it finished its course at Charters, where it was believed there were Roman lead mines up there. Some people think it continued on down to near Uphill on the Bristol Channel, but not everybody agrees. But as I understand it, there's the site of an old Roman temple up there. Lovely and warm already. I've just spotted the beacon up on top of the hill. Lovely riding by that. So the Roman temple is just back from that a little bit. Just coming into Kingston Deverill. Just drop down slightly. We should be intersecting with the River Wylye very, very shortly. We came in up there along that hedgerow where that house is, just turned right, and we've dropped down here. And here's our first bridge over the River Wylye. It's opened out quite substantially, look. This is a river rather than a ditch. And that's it, heading down towards Wilton onto Salisbury. Ducks down here enjoying it. Round here to St Mary's. I've visited a total of 30 churches on this 2-day cycle tour. The list took up both sides of a sheet of A4 paper. You will notice there's gaps between clusters of churches just to keep the length of the video reasonable. My apologies if anybody's favourite church is on that list and I've omitted it. I've chosen several to feature that were really special to visit, and I wanted to share that memory with you. See, we're just coming into Kingston Deverill, and then long here my Garmin is taking me down that dog leg, and we'll retrace back, and that's more or less where the river crossing is. So right by the River Wylye, oh, there's even a sign there. There's the bridge. We're going down here to St Michael's Church. Up here, then bear around to the left. Can't see any sign of the church yet. Oh, there it is. My first thought was this probably wouldn't be open. I haven't been in yet, but I've discovered something. Let me show you. This is definitely a first for me. First of all, let's take my hat off. I saw a sign and it says, visitors, please come inside and enjoy this church. Pick up a free leaflet on its history. I tried that, so oh no, it's locked. And then I suddenly saw, look, pull the cord. If you pull it, that's great, isn't it? It says, please feel free to put the lights on. Oh gosh, I don't think I'm going to actually. But make sure you turn them off when you leave. Gosh, look at that curtain. I bet that keeps the heating in the winter. No, I've just tried the lights. I don't think I want tea and coffee, look. Oh, it's so atmospheric. The light flooding through that. If there was a stone floor there, that's what I've tried to talk about before you get the coloured beams coming down. It's almost like walking through a rainbow sometimes. Stone pulpit, quite a stumpy one, isn't it? Up the stairs, step ladder into the chancel, vestry over there I expect, towards the altar. Crows go in the church. I can hear a bird song. Then there's the inevitable crow. This is looking south, southern slopes of the Wylye. Have a wander around the churchyard. I'm just in no hurry whatsoever. I set my alarm for 4 AM this morning, and when I woke up, it was almost light by then. Certainly by 4:15, it was light outside. And it doesn't really, we had a barbecue last night and I sat outside till 10:30. It was getting dark by then, but it's lovely and warm sitting out there. So there's no urgency to camping tonight. The River Wylye, ladies and gentlemen. There's our turning down there. Just literally about 150 yards down there, the church. And here's our next road crossing of the River Wylye. Bird song and a bit of wind through the trees, a bit of breeze. Crows. What I'm going to remember about this trip, certainly day one. Lovely River Wylye. Got that little island in the middle. I've never noticed that before. Little attempt at a footbridge there. Oh look, there's a bit of a ford. Go down there and see if I can get across that. And yes, looking upstream, back towards the source. Lovely, isn't it? Just going to go and see if I can investigate that ford. It looks like there might be a gate or a stile here. Oh yeah. Oh no, private. No, I won't. I imagine it spills right up here. There's a drain. How clear it is. Oh, this is just beautiful and it's paradise. So the Roman road from Old Sarum up to the lead mines at Charterhouse on the Mendips, it had to cross the River Wylye twice. Once on the outskirts of Salisbury or just past Wilton, and again it stayed up on high ground until it got here, and then it had to come down, and at some point it would have had to cross the River Wylye before it then headed back up on those slopes we were looking at that way. It's suddenly gone from chalky downs either side of us to lots of coniferous wood in front. Just coming into Longbridge Deverill, but we're crossing the main A350, I think it is here. So we're coming in this way from Kingston Deverill. That was our last church, St Michael's by the bridge. You can see the River Wylye widens out almost into a pond there, look. Oh, that's right, there was some watercress beds over there. I just saw them in a lay-by, just a gap in the fence. And we're coming up. Ideally, I'd want to cut across here and get off this road as quick as possible, go along there. But can you see our next church is, we've got to do a few hundred yards parallel in the River Wylye and then take that little dog leg up to St Peter and St Paul, Longbridge Deverill. So left, you can sort of see a lorry just gone by. It's not a particularly nice road to ride on. I'm hoping I can pavement it, just that short stretch up there. Oh, I think I can see the church from here actually. A few hundred yards actually, that's not too bad. What's the old grand old building there with the clock? I think our church is there. Oh yeah, Village Hall and Church. Yeah, that's not too bad, look. Looks like an old school there actually. And along this, what used to probably be the main road, I can see the Lich Gate along there. And this should be St Peter and St Paul, yep. My action camera's just lost power, so I put it inside a bag pannier to recharge it. So I'm filming on my phone now. Let's go and see if we can get in there. I'll take the hat off. Welcome to the church, St Peter and St Paul. The handle of the door turns anti-clockwise, but requires determination. Ah, yeah. Look at that. And yes, we can get access. Gosh, it's nice and cool in here. Wow, this is huge. This is huge, considering we're basically just next to a main road. It's huge. I'm not even going to look for lights because it's quite nice and cool. It's getting quite warm outside, sunny, UV. You know, you can feel it starting to burn you. It's really nice to come in here and have that drop in temperature. Welcome, Vistas Book. There's one light on up there, and that comes on automatically. A lot of wood in here. It's the organ at the back, bell tower, yeah, rope coming down, trapdoor. Central, gosh, what a grand chancel. It's got that musty smell of wood. This is amazing. I think I've seen this one before. As soon as I saw it on the main road, I thought, oh yes, I remember passing that in the past. Never been down here until today. Oh, on my last video, I said something. I was reading from the Church's Conservation Trust overview of that church, and I said, I'm not sure what that means, probably something behind the altar, and it was, it's sculptures behind the altar. So look at these. What looks like a First World War officer. Some of those look haunting, don't they? Crucifixion. The overpowering noise here as that traffic going by really is set back from a main road. Look at this. As I said, it's starting to become very woody either side of us. But the churchyard goes back quite a way. I was really surprised how big that is inside, although from this aspect you can see it's a large church, but when you approach it from the side, it catches you by surprise. It did me anyway. You can see the road climbs there, look. You may just see that lorry going by. You can see the road signs. So I've got to climb up there, go along another few hundred yards before we then turn off left, start curling round into Warminster. Just in the porch while I'm still charging some devices. Gives me a chance to get my bearings. This is St Peter and St Paul, Longbridge Deverill. And then the next one, we have to go up, join that road, literally a few hundred yards, quarter of a mile, then turn off to the left on some quiet roads. And it's going to be Christchurch at Warminster. Gosh, must be on the outskirts of Warminster. I didn't realise we were so close. So this would have been 14 and a half, and that's going to be 16 and 3/4, so it's like 2.25 miles. And then there's a few in Warminster: Christchurch, St Lawrence, St John's, St Aldhelm, Bishop's Row, and then we start leaving big built-up town. I'll think about maybe getting myself some beer there, because I really don't think there'll be an opportunity much this afternoon. So luckily I can ride up this bit of busy road on this pavement. It's quite narrow in places, but here we are, look at the top of the church. I could have probably walked up the steep hill. Gosh, there's another one of those kites up there. So right at the bottom of the church would be the River Wylye. So this is almost like the wall of the valley. Just along here, a little bit longer, then we turn off to the left, thank goodness. I was just riding up there and all of a sudden thought, oh rats, the pavement's ended, but there's this gap in this dual carriageway and the pavement continues this side, and we're approaching our junction along there, look. I'm now higher up the valley from that main road, but in effect I'm running parallel to it into Warminster. See, it's much nicer up here. And my next church is Christ Church, Warminster. This is weird, on the outskirts of Warminster. Just doesn't feel like it at all. Okay, well I've got a bit of shade here by the cross. We are here. This is Christ Church, Warminster. We're going to bear off to the right that way, Weymouth Street, up to Warminster High Street. We've got Wetherspoons on the right, and then there's our next church there on the left, St Lawrence. And then we'll head out of town this way, and then there's Catholic Church there. Our next one is St John the Evangelist after that, I think. You can see why this key holder app is just so good. Oh, then we head down to Bishop's Road. There you go. So handy, that app, it really is. I just left the outskirts of Warminster from the left where that car's just gone, and I was doing this right hand turn down to the next church, but my last chance to get some supplies was up there. I know there's a shop about a quarter of a mile up there. It's like on a local woodcock estate they call it. So I've just deviated up there, got myself a couple of bottles of beer, got myself a snack for now, and now look, as you can see, we're just about to cross the River Wylye. So it's been with us all that while through Warminster, just a few yards to our right as we came out. And here we are, looking down over it. This village here, Bishopstrow, we go through that just before we get to Sutton Veny, and I can't for the life of me think where there's a church. So it's one of those roads I'm very familiar with, and I just don't know where the church is. It's only a mile from that last one. So it's going to be very, very soon. I'm going to have to really look out for that. But I might even put the app on just to see whether it was on the right and left. Just shows, doesn't it? You think you know roads really well. I've literally ridden down here that direction and back hundreds of times, literally hundreds. So there's the River Wylye flowing down towards Wilton. Flowing quite fast now, and it's definitely got a bit deeper. So we'll be having it on our left hand side for a few miles, and also on the left hand side is the busy A36. You'll hear it sometimes in the distance. You'll occasionally see traffic speeding on it about a mile or so away, but this road's really nice down here. So let's go and find this church. I can see on my Garmin I've got a dog leg down to the left. I'm going to have my late lunch down there. I bought myself an ice cream back there as well, so I need to probably get that down first before it melts. Well, would you know it? Literally 100, 150 yards from a road I know really well. I never knew this was here. Wow. Church of St Aldhelm, Bishopstrow, Commonwealth War Graves. There's a footpath crosses here. I'm going to start getting devices charged. I'm going to take my shoes and socks off actually, just to give my feet a nice little airing. Feels like a massage. First things first, I need to eat that ice cream. I'll have my sandwiches afterwards. That's starting to go quite soft. St Aldhelm's Church, which is open. I shall go and have a look after lunch. Meantime, I'm going to tuck into all this. Bon appetit. So anyway, the next one is All Saints. Yeah, All Saints, Norton, Bavant. How we get there remains to be seen. Mr. Garmin will let us know. Okay, let's head back that road and turn left, see where the Garmin takes us. As soon as I come up and join that road, you see the cars going along, instant left, and it says no through road down there. I've just no idea where I'm going. I've ridden that road so many times, I've just no idea where I'm going. I'm assuming it's going to turn into a track. Wow. A little bit of rough stuff. This really is not much more than a footpath, so I need to definitely get off if people come along here walking. This is so exciting, I just no idea where I'm going. So I'm coming along here. I heard this running water, so this be a little stream flowing into the River Wylye, because I know I'm heading towards the Wylye, and so's that, so basically just follow that stream. I've just spotted we're heading towards a house on our left, so where there's a house there'll be some form of road, won't there? I can see a driveway leading up to it. And there's a little stream, look. Field water, I imagine, running down to the River Wylye. Well, I can honestly say I've never been down here before. There's some kind of works there. Factory or a business. Gosh. Oh, stream that side as well. Think I'm heading up to the A36. Yeah, I can see it. That's where I've just ridden up. It's called Watery Lane. Bit of the A36. Looks like we can pavement it over there, which is not far to this next church now. Well, this is where we've been sent, down there. To the Manor House and Old Vicarage, it says. And if it says Vicarage, that means that's probably near the church, doesn't it? Oh, that says the Vicarage down there, but we're being signposted down here. I love it when this happens. I mean, I can't get lost because I know the area quite well, but I just don't know this precisely, that's for sure. Because I always do my best to stay away from the A36. Why would you want to ride it? There's such a lovely alternative running parallel to it. Wow, old estate by the look of it. Must be the Manor House. So now, we're now in between the A36, which is on our left, and the Wiltshire Cycleway would be over on our right. And this suggests we're going down, doing a right hand turn, back on ourselves, before then coming back and carrying on in this direction. So we end up on this little lane. And it looks like we go along here, off to the right where the church presumably is, and then we double back this way. So down here, I'm guessing, church. Yes. There it is, isn't it? Wow. Wow. Private road, Norton, Bavant Manor, the brew house, the bothy. I'm sure that doesn't mean like a cheap accommodation bothy for people like me. Wow. This is lovely. This is incredible. I had no idea this was here. Please let us be able to get in. Wire bird door. Yes. Oh wow. Bell tower at the back, quite nicely lit actually with the late afternoon sun. Stained glass all the way. Let's go and look up to that big circular door. And walk forward in the nave. Fairly basic pews. Atmospheric. Chapel in there, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Triple crucifixion up in the chancel. The step tiled. 2 more steps. Heading back that way, there's 2 churches in Sutton Veny coming up. I just checked the distances and they're only about half a mile away. So I must be very close to some familiar roads. I know where both of them are. One of them is the current day church, which I've never been inside. I've filled up with water there several times. And then the other one is the remains of a church, which is managed by the Churches Conservation Trust. I went there recently, guys, riding along that track there. You can hear the roar of traffic. So I'm just going to pass underneath the A303 by the look of it. Look what we're just crossed, the River Wylye. There's a little waterfall along there, line of white water. Chap just said to me, they're not out yet. And I said, oh, okay. Not knowing what he's on about. I must have looked puzzled. He said, the mayflies. He said, this is a good place to watch them, but they're not out yet. It's a bit too early. Looks like it's flowing quite fast down there. May get an idea of all the water reads. Wow, look how nice this is. Again, I can hear the traffic of the A36 over there, but I can't see it. Look at this lane as we come into the village. So shortly, we're at our next church. We've just come down the Wiltshire Cycleway, Wylye Valley Road. And there's Sutton Veny a mile away. Corton's that way. But we're heading down this way. This is Titherington. That's the Church of St James. Right, let's go and have a look. Open bell tower look. Cross at the top. A few steps. Wow, just hear bird song. It's coming up to 6 PM, but it's still very, very hot. Oh gosh, it's open. Leave my cap there. I wasn't expecting this to be open. Oh gosh, get a blast of cool air. Oh, there's that bell rope up, that single bell, look. Wooden topped font. Oh, this is lovely. I've passed by so many times and just always assumed it was locked. Oh, this is lovely. Slightly musty smell, but it's just the coolness is very, very welcome. Simple altar. St James at Titherington. Very, very old church, isn't it? Church built in the early 12th century is reputed to be the oldest in Wiltshire. Okay, it's coming up to 6 p.m. as we leave St James at Titherington, a lovely village, and we're heading towards our next church, 1.25 miles away, St Peter and St Paul at Heytesbury. Lovely early evening. Nice little breeze now moving. And when I stopped at that church, it was so hot, still at 6 p.m. As we're approaching the A36, we're also crossing the Salisbury direction railway. So 2 tracks heading towards Salisbury. So tomorrow night, when we get the train home, we'll be coming this way on that right hand line. We'll be heading back this way towards Bath. Oh yeah. So passing some water meadows. The river, I think. Passing underneath. Or maybe a branch of it. It does split quite a lot, the River Wylye. And we're coming into Heytesbury. This looks like more the main section of the river. What have we got here? Oh yes. It's coming from that direction. Evening sun. Flowing down there towards Salisbury. It's like an old friend, isn't it? The River Wylye. Not exactly from the source to the sea, but the source to its confluence. Such a beautiful river. So that might be the church there. Oh yes, this is it, surely. Oh gosh, look, it's almost like Romsey Abbey. I think this Heytesbury High Street may have been the old A36. It's one of those villages, there's some down here where it was bypassed. Because I remember when I first started cycling, a lot of the A36 was very, very narrow and villagey, and it's not anymore. You can hear it set back a little bit, the bypass. Well, I'm just checking my list, and this is number 14 out of 30. So maybe one more church tonight. St Margaret at Knook. And that'll be number 15, halfway through the project. So I've just done 2 sides of like an isosceles triangle. A little bit of it was on the A36. I was able to pavement it a bit. Come down here, opposite Knook Army Base on the main road. And here we are, the ancient church of St Margaret of Antioch, Knook. So let's go and have a look. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? Outer wire gate to keep the birds out. Oh, that's open. What about this one? Oh, it's open. Oh, this is nice. Oh, nice and cool. Big box organ at the back. A simple small church. Gosh, like a polished, almost marble, shiny stone font. Tiled floor, fairly low, basic pews. Gosh, what I call an open plan pulpit. And up into the chancel. 3 really nice, almost like slit, upright stained glasses. I picked up a book recently on how to read a church, written by an academic. It's very well researched. And I don't want to learn too much, but I want to learn the basics because there's so much meaning and symbolism in churches. I know animals feature a lot. So I'm trying to teach myself, but it's that balance. I don't want to know too much. I still want the awe of when I first walk in. out through the wire mesh gate. Oh, look, all the buttercups. Just having a nice chat with a lady, American lady actually. She was tending the garden at the last church. She was trying to plant wildflowers, and I'm trying to do the same with my back lane actually. And she's saying she's finding the same as me. They don't like good soil, they like poor soil. So she's tried one wild garden in some good soil that's been compost treated and using some rubbish soil at another part and just see which comes up best. So next time I ride by, I'll have to check it out. But I have planted wildflower seeds in my back lane and they seem to be coming up quite well. It's not really soil, it's just like builder's dirt, but it seemed to be doing okay. That's 1623 up there inscribed. Wow, thatched cottage backing onto it. So the church is just down there to the right behind that house. So I came in via the main road there. You may see it go along there. Wasn't too bad, I was able to pavement most of it. Came down there. And now on the way back, I'm pretty much heading back to that last village, but I'm going along some rough stuff. I may start finding some places to camp along here. You never know. It's a little army base over there, Knook camp. So I'm coming along here, going that way. I saw it says car park. Look what I've just found. Bridge over the River Wylye, I expect. Let's have a look. Oh, how nice is this? Oh wow. Wow. There's even a little seat here, look. You can clearly see this is a walk through the fields. Yet another crossing of the River Wylye. There it is, coming down. So we're actually heading back upstream for about a mile or so to get back into the Wylye Valley, Wiltshire Cycleway Road. You can see it's flowing quite fast here, isn't it? This is what I'm riding along, a footpath right alongside the River Wylye. Let's cut the little ponds over there with swans in. We're not sure if you can see what I've done, what I said about that sharp triangle. So we came along this way down to Knook, a bit further off there, went down, visited the church, and now we're heading back up. This is lovely, just riding along here quite slowly. Oh wow, what's all that about? It's like agricultural artwork. Almost like attempts at animals out of old recyclable just rubbish. Oh, there's some goats in there as well. Very aware that I've got panniers on the back so I could scrape if I'm not too careful. Just take it steady. There's some closer bits of artwork. You can see it's like old bicycles, tubes and hoses, cones by the look of it, hubcaps. Just unusual. Amazing what you find in it when you go cycle touring. I've just had to decant the panniers off the bike at the end of that footpath and then down some steps. Then sort of like get the bike up right to get round this kissing gate style. Not too much of a problem. This is the end of the old abandoned road through the village where they bypassed it. So down here. I think I'll get to the next church and see if there's a water tap there, but I am looking out to see if anybody's got any old outside water taps. I've got a litre of water to cook and wash, but that's not really ideal. I'd feel much better having more. Back over the River Wylye. Don't think that's the main branch of the River Wylye. Just one of the little tributaries. It's just not flowing fast enough. Oh, there's another one there. That probably is it there. Yeah, right next to it. This is the River Wylye. Looking upstream into the sun. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? We're heading down to do that little kink in the road, S-bend, and then down. And we'll get back on the road that we want, and hopefully a church coming up. Now on this minor road, heading back in the direction of the River Wylye flowing. Oh, this is lovely. Yeah, priority now is find some water. I've got my foldable water bag with me. Oh yeah. Oh, this is lovely, and I've just stopped my Garmin to check the time. It's coming up to 7:20. So, thinking about camping in the next hour. Be nice to have the tent up by about 8:30, 8:45. So, the priority now is to find some water. Oh, nice cool breeze on my arms now. Loads of sheep over there. Wow, and by the way, there's a lot of cattle there. I can't go in the cattle wildflower meadows. Right, carry on this way. Another option, of course, is just bivvying in a church porch. Depends how remote the church is. There's people nearby. No. This is where we're heading. I've just remembered actually, there's this churchyard. There's no church attached, it's just churchyard. But it may have a water tap. Watering can there, so is there a tap? Suggest there was. See there. Go and have a look. Across there. Been seeing taps all day. Of course now I want one, I'm struggling to find one. Just taking this left-hand turn after passing through Corton, crossing over the River Wylye immediately. You can actually hear it, it's flowing quite fast and it's loud. And we're going down to Upton level and our 16th church. Hopefully I'll find a water tap there. Here we are coming into Upton level. Level crossing. Into the village. This is St Peter's at Upton level, our 16th church of today. Just hear a train going by. So you head towards Upton level and then you do a big U-bend. The pub's just down there, and then this is just a nice free road. Looks like a school or a library or something there. Oh, village hall. Yeah, there's a good chance there'd be a tap around here, to be honest, unless it's inside. Lovely spot. I wouldn't mind camping here tonight. If only there was a church porch. No mains, I think it's just a bit too far off the beaten track. They're using water butts, aren't they? So I've got 3/4 of a litre of water on the back for emergencies. If I could drink that down now quickly, I could always ask them to fill that up in the pub, and that would give me 1.5 litres. Not ideal, but it's better than nothing. Right. I might press on to the next church and just see how it goes. This is St Mary at Boyton. I think this is my 16th or 17th church now. I was hoping I might be able to bivvy in the porch and maybe even find a water tap here. Not having much luck. I'm going to press on to a couple more churches. I've just turned off the Wylye Valley Road down this mine road saying Sherrington village only, and look at this. This is where the Wylye all splits up and turns into ponds, and it goes into quite a few different sections before it then rejoins and heads into Wylye. This is lovely. I picked up some water back there, so I've got plenty of water. Just need someone to put my head down now.